Good evening, fellow patrons. I recently tried out Rogue Run on Astra Malorum, and I was pleasantly surprised at how fast the rounds went by. I was able to make it to round 50 without using any gobblegums in just under 2 hours. In this video, I will go over the best strategy to achieve high round success in this no save and quit game mode. The most essential item in order to find high round success in Rogue Run is your starting weapon. For those who do not know, the game will randomly spawn you in with one of these 4 pistols. If you have a set zombie build, you will load in with that exact build. It is imperative that you start your game with the 1911s. You will be using this weapon almost exclusively throughout the duration of your run. If you spawn in with a pistol other than the 1911, back out and restart your game. Never trade in the 1911s for any other gun that appears on the pedestal. I don't care if you see a triple-packed, legendary version of your favorite gun at the end of round 1. Don't do it. You may never see the 1911s again if you trade it in. You will be able to upgrade its rarity and pack-a-punch tier much faster than you think. Here's the build that I have been repping since the gun was released in Season 3. I like to switch from the akimbo to the single wield in the early rounds so I can ADS and maximize my critical shots. In the very early rounds, you want to prioritize upgrading the rarity of the 1911s and securing your perks. Do not bother with ammo mods or field upgrades. Increasing your firepower and HP is the safest way to navigate the first 20 rounds. If you have beaten Mo the Abomination, you will start seeing augments appear on the pedestals after you select your first perk. From my experience with the rewards in my matches, it is highly unlikely that an augment will appear more than once on the pedestals. So after you choose your first perk, the augments become your #1 priority above literally everything else. So for example, in this match, my first perk was Speed Cola. Immediately after selecting your first perk, you will see augments appear on the pedestals. The first 5 rounds or so, I'm looking to upgrade the rarity of the 1911s or use a pack crystal on them. If upgrading your weapon's rarity is not an option, choose an essential perk reward over armor. Due to the large number of perks in BO7, the armor will reappear much faster on the pedestals than the perk. Honestly, I find the most difficult rounds to be the first 5 rounds. Before you pack-a-punch the 1911s, you should be able to make do with a wonder weapon reward until you are able to select a crystal from the pedestals. Every 5 rounds you will face an elite zombie. There's 4 that the game will cycle through every 5 rounds. I will go over the best way to go about defeating each of these, starting with the easiest of the bunch. The Amalgam is honestly a joke. It has the lowest HP out of the 4 by far and poses really no threat. I mean, look at how moronic this thing is. He has 4 arms that he could reel me in with, but decides to bum rush me instead. There's really nothing you need to do to prepare for the Amalgam. You can throw caution to the wind and still eliminate him in less than 15 seconds. The Abomination is a tank, but it is fairly easy to take out because of how stationary it is. Aim for the glowing eye to land critical shots and make sure you are near cover that will block its laser beam attack. It only takes 2 or 3 seconds of damage from the beam for you to go down. Up next is our old friend from the Reckoning, the Uberklaus. This guy will cause you fits if he matches up with you on round 5. There's a lot you need to look out for when you are battling him. His most deadly attack is his flying orb attack. These lock onto you at range and will obliterate your health if you find yourself in the middle of one. If you find yourself struggling with these orbs, be on the lookout for the hard target augment from Stamina Up. It alleviates the orb's damage to where it no longer is a major threat. He will also launch himself at you. This launch attack will not only cause stress on your HP levels, but it will also stun you for a short amount of time. Shooting the shoulder pads will cause his force field to shut off. But honestly, with the 1911s pack-a-punched, this guy becomes such an easy target. His threat level is essentially neutralized once you have them upgraded. The hardest boss by far is the Doppelgas. Not only is this guy a complete spaz, but he also has so much health. Even with 2 successful hunter drones and multiple clips of the 1911s, I still had to pull guard at round 35. I wasn't paying that close of attention to my ammo mods, but I would 100% recommend Light Mend on the 1911s. This is what Doppelgas are vulnerable to. In hindsight, shock charges are probably more effective than hunter drones. They will give you a second to breathe, and you can carry 3 instead of 2. Remember to use Essence on Chompy. In this match, I was too dialed in on completing the rounds by the way of the 1911s that I didn't use Chompy until round 47. Chompy is a great way to get Pack-a-Punch crystals as well as other perks early on in your game. Here's the segment from my first Rogue Run video explaining how the Chompy reward system works. It appears to operate the same in the Astra Malorum version of Rogue Run from what I can tell. Essence isn't completely worthless in Rogue Run. Whenever you accumulate 30,000 Essence, you can interact with Chompy for various rewards. The reward that Chompy regurgitates is in a particular order, and it also varies on what is currently in your loadout. So for example, the first reward you will receive from Chompy will always be a self-revive. The next reward will be a tier 1 PAP crystal, which is then followed by a tier 2 crystal. And of course the tier 3 crystal follows suit. Now this is where the next batch of rewards can vary based on what is currently in your loadout. If you do not have all of the perks available in the game mode, you will be rewarded 1 perk per Chompy exchange until you do. If you already have all the perks available in Rogue Run, you will essentially bypass the perk rewards and go straight to either score streaks or power-ups. How do I know this? Well, when I was beating the other mini-bosses to unlock more rewards for the endurance version of Rogue Run, I popped Perkaholics so I could get through those runs more quickly. After receiving the tier 3 PAP crystal, I was not rewarded a perk can or even an eternal perk can. I was almost always rewarded with a mangler cannon followed by a hand cannon. After this, I would receive a power-up. From my observations, after you receive that power-up, there is a random chance between either receiving either one of those score streaks or a power-up. That pretty much sums up my guide for high round success in Astra Malorum's version of Rogue Run. I am still planning on making a deep run at some point via stream. With how fast the rounds turn in this version, my goal is to surpass round 100 by a good amount. I appreciate you guys watching as usual. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. JJet out.